Okay, so this second session of the board, just moving straight on from the formal definition with 6 parts, and we're now just commenting really. Now remember for 1 and 2, remember this A, it's shorthand, it's shorthand for weekly brackets A, mentioned that a bit before, and the eta, the empty string, in this context, in context of regular expressions, is shorthand, also shorthand, and it's shorthand for the set of the empty string. So A and eta are shorthand for this set with A and this set with eta. Okay? Now the third possible type of regular expression, just the empty set. Well, that just corresponds to an empty language, right? It's the set with no members. And since we're talking about regular expressions, they describe a language, right? So the members of that language are strings. Well, this one, there's no string in the set, just the empty set, by definition. Okay, now in the 4th, 5th and 6th, this was the union, it was R1 union R2. Now R1 and R2, they're regular expressions, but you can also look on them as languages. The languages described by the regular expression. So R1 union R2, that's a regular expression, and it describes the language that you get by unioning the verb, by unioning the language that R1 describes with the language that R2 describes. In other words, you're unioning two sets. A language is just a set of strings. Okay, so you're unioning 2 sets of strings. So you get this bigger set of strings. That is the union of the strings of the 2 languages described by R1 and R2. And similar comment for 5 and 6. So say 5, that's saying that if R1 and R2 are regular expressions, then R1 little circle R2 is a regular expression. Now R1, R2, again, they're regular expressions. They describe the language, say A1, and R2 is a regular expression. It describes the language A2, and so R1 little circle R2, that's the bigger language you'll get by concatenating the 2 languages A1 and A2. And similar comment for start. Okay, now a bit more comment. Yes, fair bit of comment. It's easy to be confused by what's the difference between eta and the empty set? Well, remember this is shorthand for that. Right? So this is a set with 1 element, okay? The empty string. So, whereas this is the empty set. Okay? So this symbol here looks like a 0 with a stroke. That represents the language with 0 strings. In other words, wiggly brackets and nothing inside, the empty set. Okay? Whereas this is shorthand for this. So it's a set with 1 element, and that 1 element is the empty string. Okay? So this one has 1 element, and this has 0 elements. So in other words, these 2 are different. Right? This one that's a set with 1 element in it, that one, and this is the set with 0 elements in it, this one. Okay, so these 2 are different, so don't be confused. Another comment. so you might be a bit worried that of the possibility of circular definitions, like when you define something in terms of itself. Well, what is a wiggy-me-wog? Well, wiggy-me-wog's a wiggy-me-wog. Well, that doesn't help because you don't know what a wiggy-me-wog is in the first place. And it's just a word I invented right now. It doesn't exist. I just invented it 5 seconds ago. So you have to describe something in terms of something else that you already know about, right? Just common sense. So, but here, what we're doing with defining these regular expressions, we're using other regular expressions to define them. So how do you get off the ground? I mean, it seems a bit like, well, a wiggly wog is a wiggly wog, right? Maybe I've changed the word. And the answer is no. That's not what you're doing, because you're defining regular expressions in terms of smaller ones, and you define those in terms of ones smaller yet, until the very smallest ones, they're so elementary that you know what they are from prior knowledge. Okay, so like for 1 and 2, we started off defining a regular expression as just a symbol from an alphabet. Right? Well, a set of a symbol from an alphabet. You know, wiggly brackets A. Right? That's really simple. We know what A is. It's a symbol from an alphabet. So we're not defining a regular expression in terms of a regular expression. At the lowest level, we're defining a regular expression in terms of a set of a single symbol from an alphabet. So it's not circular, right? It's in terms of something else, and we know already what that something else is from prior knowledge. So it's not circular. So that's all it's saying. And so we build up, and we get more and more complicated, longer usually, regular expressions by combining simpler, smaller regular expressions using regular operators. Okay? And that kind of definition is called an inductive definition, because it uses the ideas of induction. You can, if you want, you can use parentheses like this in your regular expression, but you don't have to, because if you don't, then you can always use the rules of precedence. Remember, the star is applied first. The star operator you process that first. It operates first, and then the concatenation operators you process them second. They operate second, and finally the union operators they operate third. They're the last. Okay. All right. Now here's something new. Now you've seen star, like R star here. But this, in fact, without my glasses, I thought this was R star. I didn't see it. I had to really look carefully because it didn't make much sense. And I looked at it. Oh, okay. So it's new. Now this is new. Okay. So R star. Plus. That's new. And it is shorthand for R times, well, again, the little circle is missing. It's a concatenation. So R concatenated R star. Now, so if you see this, it's defined as this. So R plus is defined as R concatenated with R star. Now, what does that mean? Well, so R star, remember, it's the set of all possible concatenations of strings of an alphabet. The alphabet R. Okay, but that set includes the empty string eta. Okay, so R plus is the same set as this without the eta. Okay? So in other words, it's the set of concatenations of at least one string. Okay? So you don't have the empty string. So R plus is R star minus the empty string. Or you could put it another way. So R plus is the set of all strings that are concatenations of one or more strings from your R. Okay? So there has to be at least one string in concatenated string in your set of concatenations. Right? So this, all right. So you could look at it this way. So if you union R plus with eta, now remember that's shorthand. It's really just the set, wiggly bracket eta, the set with one element, and that element is the empty string. Okay? So you can see it in these terms. Now here's also something new. So R to the k, or RK if you like, that's shorthand. It's the set that have